Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. Thrilled to be joined for a mini roundtable show today. Joining us on the show, Mr. Brad Coates. Brad, how you doing?
I am doing great. Glad it got past yesterday. I was just talking to Tim about we had a cold snap here yesterday. I was like low 40s. I'm like, this is the desert. I'm supposed to be in t-shirt and shorts.
Oh, we got like 3 inches of snow yesterday, and hopefully it's melted by tomorrow. It was a crazy overnight here in Ohio.
Well, then I guess everybody got it.
It was not pleasant at all. But we're not here to talk some snow. We're here to talk some Disney. Brad, do we want to talk some cruising? The adventure just kind of is making some news recently, and I'm a little mixed on some of the things I'm seeing and hearing about it. Just for me, what are you seeing? What are you thinking?
So yeah, I love cruising. In
Yes.
fact, getting ready to head out next week on a cruise. So on my 13th
Nice.
Disney cruise. So that's so I love talking Disney cruise. I'm with you. We've talked. In fact, the last show we all were saying we got to be careful when we make judgments about something when we haven't seen it yet. But I have to admit, I've got some. That ship's very unique. It's very unique. It's got some things that'll be a challenge for sure.
It is unique, and I think people are going to find out that while it's very Disney, they'll be able to tell wasn't actually designed by Disney.
Exactly. Yep. Well, give an example of what you're talking about. What have you heard about that you're thinking, that right there, I'm not sure that floats as Disney.
I've heard there's no like grand atrium. So
Yeah. So
I'm okay
you
with.
haven't watched any reviews or anything on it yet?
I just heard a couple podcasts about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I've heard that they're not reading your names when you go on the ship, which I'm actually kind of fine with that, just because there's so many people getting on. But everyone enjoys that big grandiose entrance into the
Right.
like the grand
Right.
hall or the atrium of the ship.
And that does not happen on
Oh.
that ship at all. I watched a video of that,
Uh-huh.
and they literally walked on the ship, and then they walked down in it almost looked like they were going in a cruise quarters. I mean, it was like a weird entrance on the side, and then it was very nondescript, and you walk down almost like a short hallway into the ship before you even got opened up, and then there's no atrium.
Right.
You don't walk into the atrium. You just walk into a wider hall that's near a couple things, but there's no aha moment at all about getting on the Disney adventure. Now they did have a few characters that were there to kind of greet people, but
Right.
still, I mean, it was like, yeah, this isn't a Disney cruise.
Yeah. I'm going to have to watch some more videos. I also heard that there's multitudes of restaurants and there's rotational dining, but there's so many restaurants, you're not going to all the restaurants either.
Nope. Six dining restaurants. Now there's others,
Right,
but there's
right.
6 rotating restaurants on this ship. They only sail 3-night and 4-night sailings.
Right.
They don't. So they're going to give you a rotation, and that rotation will not you. And I heard one of the podcasters say, so make sure, when you go that you select to go on the other restaurant. But I don't think for everything from I've seen, you don't get to select.
That's kind of what I thought. Once it said,
So it'd be like Star Tours.
right.
Go around. I'm hoping. No, go around again. Yeah, six of them. Now some of them look pretty good. Some of them are kind of small.
Right.
From the videos I saw, but yeah, 6 rotation dining rooms on a 3-night cruise. That's kind of going to be weird.
Right. I'll be anxious to hear how the food is because it's, I heard it's of course geared towards Asia, sailing out of Singapore. There's a lot of people from the United States on this cruise, a lot of bloggers, vloggers, and the whole media things there right now. So there's going to be lots of information coming out.
It's trickling out now. I watch Cruise with Ben and David a lot. That's one of the ones I watch a lot. And they've already done day 1. And then there's another one I saw. I'm trying to think of who I saw that was showing it, but that's exactly it. Imagine going into these restaurants thinking you're going to get, Americanized food. And there are American dishes on there from the views that I saw, but you nailed it. It's a lot of unique things that unless you're really into Asian food, you might struggle because it's geared towards that.
Right.
With a few American things. Now, one thing I have noticed though, and it's wild, when you start watching some of the videos, every show, every interaction, every encounter, every restaurant where they're doing the show or doing a video, all in English.
I heard the same thing. Like all the signage on the ship was also English.
Yep. Everything's in English. You'd think you're in America.
Right.
Till you opened up the menu and went, wait a minute. Is this a specialty restaurant? I'm not sure about this one. So
as long as it has chicken tenders, a lot of people will be just fine.
Exactly. They had a steak. They had a prime rib. They had the ones, on the menus where you'll have the items and then they'll have the, what do they call them? The signature thing,
right.
Thing that they just keep for everybody. So there's a salmon, there's a beef,
a pasta probably.
Yeah, pasta, and all the things that the kids or picky adults would pick. Well, those are there, but then all the specialty stuff is, I won't say all of it, but a lot of it, it just, from what I've seen so far, I haven't been there, so I don't know, but from what I've seen, yeah, it's going to be very unique. The other thing that I've noticed too, and you may have heard about this, it's going to be the shows. I saw a videotape of 2 of the side shows because they've got multiple places. At first, I didn't think they had a theater.
Oh, okay.
At all. But then I did see it in a video, and they do have a big theater. But they do have a big atrium. It's just not what you walk into when you enter.
Okay.
Have you ever been on an Oasis class Royal Caribbean ship?
We're on the Oasis. The Oasis, yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like that.
Okay.
Big, giant, open center rooms that look down into the middle.
Like the Central Park effect.
But instead of a Central Park, and then yes, exactly. And there's restaurants there, just like Central Park. There's shopping spots there. And there's like 2 different sections of it, just like an Oasis ship. So it almost looks like, because for those out there that may not be aware, Disney did not build this ship from the ground up. It's not their design.
Right.
They purchased a halfway done ship that's being designed for another cruise line. It almost looks like they were copying an Oasis class ship.
That might have been what they were doing, kind of like some of the MSC ships are copying Royal Caribbean's designs.
Right. And I think that's because a lot of it is just, okay, we had 2 central open area zones in the middle of the ship. Now this ship's bigger than the Oasis class. I mean, this thing is, what have you heard? 6,500 or something passengers?
What I heard, and I think it was the DCL Duo mentioned, I think it's like the 13th largest ship in the world. No, cruise ship in the world, number 13.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's definitely bigger than the Oasis class. May not be as big as the Icon class.
Right.
It's big. But anyway, so they have the open areas. Okay. This one area that's open, at the end of it, it's this really cool video screen, and it's a stage. And kind of down at the other end where you walk down, you almost walk down into it. It's got like seating, like patio seating areas like they used to have over by Rock and Roller Coaster, where you could kind of stack up and like almost like you could picnic on it.
Oh, okay.
But people can sit there on a rail, and then there's steps on either side where they come down into it. But then in the middle, people can sit and watch. Well, anyway, so they got the video screen. So they do shows there. They're all in English. They're all the characters. They're all that. They did a show on the back of the ship where there's kind of a water area, a poor man's version of Oasis.
Okay.
Nothing that cool.
Right.
And they did a Moana show, and I saw the characters. But here's what I've seen so far. Shows, I haven't seen the big ones yet, but the Moana one, what other one did I see? Another simplified one. They're almost like, okay, how much time did I just spend watching this?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, they did their best.
Right.
What are you going to do? You got a small little pool thing there, and they're all kind of dancing around it, and doing some dance and talk, and they swinging these, not cardboard, but almost a little like, okay, we made a boat out of these 2 things, and now we made it an island over here, and it's just odd.
Yeah,
just very odd.
I think it's going to be some of the disconnect from just Disney not designing the ship.
Right. Exactly.
With the spaces. And
so I'll be interested to see what the big shows really look like, because that first one they did in the atrium area. It was kind of the sail away,
Mhm.
and it looked like that first Disney show you see on pretty much every cruise ship on Disney, where it's they see all the characters and
Oh yeah, your
tell a
standard
little
character show.
right,
Different names, same stuff.
right,
But it's fun.
exactly.
It's fun. Kids
It
love
was
it.
fun. It was cute. But I'll be interested. What were you going to say? I'm sorry. I
Oh no,
interrupted
you're
you.
fine. I was going to say, with that many people on a ship, what I was hearing is that there's going to be a lot of like reservation making in the Navigator app on the ship. And
Yeah, from what they were saying on the video, literally, you make and it may be just now. Okay.
maybe,
Once they
but that's
get
a lot of
past
people.
the inaugurals and things slow down a little, it may change. But right now, you make reservations for quick service.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the dining, and then if you want to go to the two cool ones that are like Moana or Ohana dining, and they're quick service in that middle section area of that one. I meant to tell you not in that one. The next one, I told you that one had the big screen, and that looks like a forest, and I forget what the dining is there. There's a couple quick service there. In the other one, it looks like Nemo.
Okay.
Totally looks. It's incredible. It's beautiful.
I'll say the spaces
Like
look like they were
underwater.
designed great.
Yeah, yeah. You saw it.
I've seen some, pictures of the inside. I'm like, that. Yeah. I want to go. And who doesn't want to go see the brand new cruise ship?
Oh yeah. Well, in that section, they have Ohanas.
Nice.
But all of those quick service, to go there, you have to go in your app and book a reservation.
Right. And so with that many people on that ship,
all the shows, everything. Yeah.
It's given me like it's more of a theme park vacation than a cruise vacation. I like my cruise vacations a little more relaxed. I think that's maybe why I like Disney Cruise Line so much compared to sometimes parks vacations.
Well, I know the way that we do Disney exactly. It's like, this is exactly why I love it. I'm not running around trying to catch a ride that's going to try to give me a heart attack,
Right.
Or all the walking. But I think that's a good point. Have you seen that they've actually got like carnival rides on the top?
I heard there's 3 attractions on the top. One's a coaster. I think one might be a spinner. And I don't remember what the third one was.
Well, one of them is a spinner, and it's not even, it's like a poor man's version of Dumbo. It's small. I think it's Groot themed.
That's right. So it was Groot.
I did hear some music of it. It sounds cute,
right?
But it looks like, okay, my 3-year-old would be bored. It's just very small and it barely moves. And then there is the roller coaster, which wasn't running so far on the inaugural, so we haven't seen what it's going to be like.
Right.
And then the third ride is a Autopia, weird looking small little course with these little tiny cars that, I'm not kidding, your child crawling could pass you. Slow. Yeah, and it's very small. So you're going around and you're bumping the person in front of you. So it's kind of like Autopia,
Okay.
Except for on a very, very, very small scale.
So tiny and adorable.
Yeah. And you're not on a rail. You are more like on an open go-kart course, but it's very slow. So,
wow.
So yeah, they got that. They got the spinner, and they do have a couple of water slides, on the top. But
oh yeah, I was looking at.
With that in mind, I think you're right. It's almost like, why are we putting these on a cruise ship? I mean, why are they even here? It doesn't. Right. They're trying to make it into the full Disney experience for people in Asia, I guess.
I'm wondering, because I don't want to say a theory, but I'm thinking I was always thinking maybe in 4 or 5 years, I could see maybe doing a Florida stop for a season or 2.
Don't you think so? I think it'll make its way over.
Eventually, not right away. Maybe 5 years, 6 years.
Well, and especially since they're going to be kind of saturating this market after getting a new ship every year over the next few years. I mean, they're not done.
Right.
We're on track here. So, but I can't see it not making its way over here for a short season. I will be interested to see, though, when they do that, how well that ship will be received.
Right.
In the U.S. market.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I'm like, there's a lot of people who would like to do it, but I don't know if once they get on it, is it going to be too much? Because that's a lot of ship to see in 3 and 4 days. It would have to be at least 7-day trips if it was going to be sailing out of Florida or California.
Right. Because it does have you nailed it. There's so many people on that ship. The way it seems, I don't know for a fact, haven't ridden it yet. And there's not a lot of, the inaugural's going on like right now, right? I think they're still on it.
I think so.
So we don't have a lot of details yet, but it seems like they've got a lot of big shows and small shows. Like the one big show, they said, this one show, we were nervous because the theater was small, but they said it will play 4 times.
Well,
So,
that's one way to do it.
yeah. So maybe they don't have a lot of the bigger shows and they just keep showing the same one over and over. But it sounds like there's a lot of shows because there's a lot of places to have them because they've got to figure out how to spread these people out.
Right.
Because there's so many. The theater is not nearly big enough to handle 6,000 people.
No.
It's just not.
Brad, when you were on the group cruise with us on the Wish, I didn't see that whole ship when we were on there for, was it 4 days? I think it was a 4-day trip. And that's a much smaller ship. Still didn't see everything.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And this ship is like dwarfs it. I mean, it's huge.
I will say, I'm really happy right now that the new ships they're going to be building are going to be between, the Magic class and the Dream class.
Yeah, they're gonna size back down a little bit, like they say Royal's gonna do, which is it won't be a big turn back, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but I'm glad they're not going all mega ships.
Yep, agreed. I'm glad they're not going bigger because now I've experienced went with you guys on the Wish, and then Carrie and I went back on the Wish, and then I got to go out to New York for the christening and for the reveal of the Destiny.
Nice.
And so I spent an entire day on that ship, which is basically redone, almost mirror image of the Wish.
Right.
There's a few things they learned from the Wish and they made changes, which is what they always do. So we learned that, and so we're going to change that. But and then next week I'll be on the Destiny.
Wonderful.
I'm very intrigued to see that one because of the theming on that is a big jump, I think,
right,
from where we've seen in the past. But the design, it's still the Wish class.
It's the Wish class, and for whatever reason, the Wish still gets kind of a bad rap in circles, but people love the Treasure and the Destiny, which is the same ship, just different, I'd say more concentrated magic.
They changed a couple small things, but that's why I say I'm gonna be interested to sail on the Destiny to see what were some of the things when we sailed on the Wish. What was your impression of it, the good and the bad?
I was prepared for there not being like a promenade deck around the ship because we always did like to walk around the ship. Not a huge deal for me. The middle bank of elevators didn't bother me like I thought it might.
Yeah, wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
But it is. But I don't know how full our ship was. I mean, if you get a packed ship, that could be a situation.
It could be, but I mean, you can't go wrong with that atrium space and they have in there. The grand hall space. It's just beautiful, and they use it for so many different purposes.
With that stage, the upper balcony stage, really cool shows in there. Very cool.
I'd be surprised if there's middle elevators in any more Disney ships. I mean, my guess is they're gone. They're only going to have forward and aft, and they're going to make a
which is one of the changes that happened between the Wish and the Destiny, right? And then I think the two newer Wish classes. Did they have middle? Oh, they do. But you're thinking with the next model that they come out with.
Yeah, the next model from here on out. Yeah, the Wish,
I agree.
The whole Wish class, they don't have middle elevators at all. Yeah. But
I'm hoping they'll learn from their competitors and they'll put in those programmed elevators. I've heard so many good things about the Princess and the Royal ships that have the one where you just go up and say, I'm going to floor 14, and then it sends that elevator.
Right.
It'll specifically be for you.
I've heard good things. I did like that. They have that Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't been over there, but but I hear it really works. I mean, every podcaster, every person I've talked to that's gone on those said they loved it. So wouldn't be surprised that Disney doesn't get smart with that. But
right.
So that's anything. So what else about the Wish class? What was the things you saw in the Wish class that you went, man, that might have been a miss. That's not that you hate it, but you're just like, but wow, we got to do better on that.
The
Sorry.
space that's like, what is it? Sarabi, Luna, and whatever. I like the space for the heavy shows, but I don't like it for bingo. I missed like Company. Was it Company D on like the older ships? That was like it was just much
D
bigger.
Lounge.
D Lounge.
The
That
D
was it.
Lounge.
Yes.
Yep.
I always loved that space. It was seemed to be good for bingo. I loved it for the food demonstrations. The anyone can cooks. Love those.
Yeah, we always did those
And
on the older ships.
some of the other spaces where they did some of the activities were smaller than I thought they might have been. Like where they did some of the trivia. Like some of the trivia was there on like Sarabi and Luna, and it was almost too
And then
big.
the other when they would do in the Skipper Society there, the middle.
Yeah, it was a good space for that, I will say. Oh no, Skipper Society in the middle. That's the other thing I don't like. I don't like that highly. Bring my hands in so you can see them. Those highly themed bars. With I always on both sides, because you walk about halfway through, you're starting to get into the theming, and you're already getting out of the theming, and you're back onto the.
And you're sitting there in the theming, enjoying, and all of a sudden it's just racket going on around you. It's like, I want to be immersed.
Yeah,
I agree.
People cutting through just to get to the shop on the other side.
Right.
I mean, again, they did a good job theming them. I like my theming contained.
And so a lot of it then is around layout,
Yes.
right?
I think
That
so.
was my big issue. It seemed like some of these really amazing concepts that you couldn't wait to see. The bar, the Haunted Mansion bar.
That was a
You
winner.
couldn't wait to see. You couldn't wait to see these
Small.
things, but too small.
Tiny.
It's like cut out a 2 or 3 of these great ideas you had, and make the ones that are there that much greater. Make them bigger. Make them where they're more accessible. Close in the Skipper Society. It just felt like they did great, amazing theming in little tiny packages.
Like that line from Aladdin.
Right?
What was that? Yeah.
Exactly. So if you didn't show up early for a show, for a trivia or things like that, you might not get in. I mean, they're just all small. Everything was small. And you're talking about that Luna. For people that don't know, it's like a 2-level little mini theater, which seems like a good idea.
Right.
For shows, it might be. But then for trivia and stuff like that, it's just awkward.
Yes.
Because you're on the upper deck trying to look down to stay connected with what's happening on the stage, and you don't have a lot of good seating areas on the upper deck to see everything.
Yeah. For shows like Choose Your Adventure on the Treasure, it's a fantastic space. Get lots of people in there. You're all looking at the stage. It's fine. But for the smaller activities.
Yeah, exactly. It was trickier because the smaller stuff there, you could, when you're doing big shows, a lot of it's up on the stage. But when they did the small activities, they weren't necessarily on the stage, right?
Right.
They were out in front of the people, and then you couldn't see them.
Right.
You felt like you weren't engaging in what they were doing. So
yes,
that was, to me, that was it. Does the new Wish class blow it away when it comes to Disney theming? And the Wish so the Wish's mindset was princesses and fantasy, right?
Yeah,
and all that,
right.
And they nailed it. The theming is incredible.
It is beautiful.
Society, Haunted Mansion, on and on. They're just amazing, right?
They are good. Same
with the Destiny. They're the bars and things that they designed. I don't remember the names of all of them, but every one of those went a different direction with I said Destiny, I meant Treasure. So anyway, great ships, great concepts. I do hope they learn a few things with the new ones the new version that they'll bring out.
I will say on the brand new ships, go back to the style of the Dream and the Fantasy, where you have at least the deck with the extended verandas. Those are my favorite stateroom on either of the ships with that extended veranda.
You are not alone. Anybody that's ever stayed on one of those extended verandas loves them.
That's my biggest
No matter where they're located. They're like, I don't care.
Right.
No longer middle ship. I don't care. I'm good. They're an amazing experience. Yeah.
They are.
You really enjoy your verandas on those. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
So we'll see. I'm going on the Destiny. I'm interested to see that next week because there are some tweaks they've made, and I want to kind of see how that works. and of course the new restaurants and stuff. So,
Is there one thing you're looking to the most on the Destiny? Checking out that you've heard anything about?
I think for me on the Destiny, because this is a kind of a different one. I'm going by myself. My wife is not going to be, so I'm literally single. I should have invited you, Tim. I paid for the other person in the room.
Right.
Yeah. But I think for me, it's the new shows. They got Hercules on there.
Yes.
That one really intrigues me. I want to see that show, and I'm big into watching the shows. And then the dining. They still 1923 is the same. Marvel's the same, but they've changed out the theater show dining into Lion King.
I've heard good things about that menu.
Yep. And I just watched. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, never mind. That was the Adventure. Let me jump back to Adventure real quick. One thing I will tell you that would excite me and get me on the Adventure and get me past some of my concerns. Their fireworks show.
Oh
my gosh. It's probably 2-3 times longer.
Wow.
And it's kind of, once again, it's like they're creating, I think you nailed it. I think they're trying to create a park experience. I never thought of it that way till you said it. So they got the rides, and the fireworks show is more like a show you see it on the castle, Disney World, Disneyland. You're not watching characters on a stage and somebody flying on a guideline down, and you're not seeing a story, then a couple of fireworks. The fireworks show on the Adventure is a fireworks show. The music, the talking, everything ties into whatever's being launched next in the fireworks show. It's got to be at least 3 to 4 times more fireworks.
Wow.
Than on the other Disney ships. I mean, it is a big show. Now, it's their inaugural, so maybe they did more. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
It was very impressive.
Wow.
And it's all about Lion King. They're talking, and then they'll say something that makes it very ominous, and all of a sudden the red fires out right with their words. And it was a fireworks show.
Wow.
And so I'd go on the ship just so I could see that.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But I hadn't thought about it before. You nailed Tim. You're a smart guy. I think because it's like a fireworks show at the castle. I hadn't even thought about it when I was watching until we were just talking. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's going to be cool. But yeah, so the shows I really want to see, the new dining I want to see, and of course just that theming with all of the Marvel characters and stuff, to see if the character meet and greets are geared a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. Awesome. Brad, we need to wrap this up here, but can we talk you into coming in on the show when you're done and talk about your Destiny trip?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And for those of you that want to maybe see more, maybe it'll inspire me, you need to reach out and leave comments on this to say, we want Brad to get busy. Because I'm going by myself, I'm going to be doing a lot of filming for vlogging type filming for my YouTube page. I'm going to do a full YouTube video of the Destiny. So
wonderful.
I'll hopefully be able to put that all in, because I'll be there by myself, so I don't got anything better to do.
What's your channel called? Again, remind us what it's all called.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, you told me last time to send it to you. So it's easy to find on YouTube. Also, although I say that, it used to be much better when I was putting out more videos, and then I got lazy. It's called Scrapbook, one word, Travels. So if you go to YouTube and you type @ ampersand and then one word all tied together, Scrapbook Travels. Unfortunately, when you do it now, you get 2 or 3 or 4 or 50 or 100 scrapbook YouTube pages.
Oh,
Tell you how to do scrapbooking. But you'll spot the one in there that says Scrapbook Travels and see my ugly mug with my beautiful bride. And
that's where you'll find Brad.
So yeah, @ Scrapbook Travels. Yep.
Awesome.
YouTube / Scrapbook Travels.
And where else can people find you, Brad?
And I'm hanging out on my Facebook page, Family Fun Travels by Brad. And then outside of that, man, find me in a park, find me on a cruise ship, find me somewhere in the world having fun, because that's usually where I am, hanging out there if I'm not here on this page. So.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Brad, thanks for joining me tonight for a great show. We talked a little bit of cruising. I love it. Everybody, I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. You can find us over on our Facebook page, which is a Looper Nation Live. Hey, everybody, I'm Tim Scott. Thanks for joining us. Take it, Brad.
See you, everybody.
I liked it.